All that, a bunch of sound and fury signifying nothing.
Full of sound and fury, signifying that.
All right, man. Are you ready for a good ass show?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, here we are. We're back again. It's another edition. It's another episode of my show, and it's a two-man booth today. We are without Alex, so without Alex was no song. He, like F1, taking a break this week from the podcast. But we are joined by the second man in the booth. The man that you all know and love. He's our agent of chaos, the mouth of the Deep South.
Hey, you know what? I realized that the whole stalling gimmick doesn't really work on the video. But hey, it is Robin. Because like when you're listening to the podcast, you're like, what's going on? Where is he? Is he there? I don't know if he's there or not. But when you're watching the video, you're like, this motherfucker's been here the whole time.
He's just sitting there.
Just sitting there like a dickhead, looking at his phone.
He's probably got a timer, seeing how many seconds.
It's like, look at this. He's trying to see how long he can hold his breath. Son of a bitch does it all the time.
I say that all the time at work.
I'm glad we finally, like, it clicked a while ago because I watched Porky's like a year or two ago that's where it had come from. But now that we have collectively put it together, it's so much funnier.
The son of a bitch does it all the time.
Fucking smashed, man.
We've got a lot of TV to talk about today.
Dude, I discovered a whole world of TV this week.
A whole new world.
Yes. Shaped like an apple.
Oh.
No, it's just Apple TV.
Oh, apple bottom TV.
All right. So since we're already talking about it, I'm going to talk about it.
Let's talk about
So Deaton was here this last week from Washington, and we were sitting there talking about the podcast, and I was like, oh, hey, you haven't paid me for Apple Music because we have like the group rate. We started it like in January. I was like, you haven't paid me since we were in Vegas. And he's like, oh, how many months is that? We start counting, and I was like, but also, did you know we have Apple TV? And he's like, what? And I was like, well, I was looking at the bill the other day, and on our account, it shows that your girlfriend is paying for our Apple TV. And he's like, yeah, she said she had Apple TV, but she didn't know where it came from. We thought you were paying for it. I'm like, nope. And I show him, I'm like, look. And so we do a little back and forth, and we're both like, so we should watch Apple TV. So I did, and I found some shows I liked.
Yeah. What you got?
So I started out with that Ted Lasso show with Jason Sudeikis. Really funny. Really, really funny. Like, I was surprised. It's about an American football coach who, and they jump right into it, who basically just goes to England to coach football. England football. Because the lady that's got this team, she's getting a divorce from her cheating ex-husband, and she gets the soccer team in the divorce. He loved the soccer team, so her goal is to fuck over the soccer team.
Naturally.
So she's like, what's the worst thing I can do? I fire the good coach. I hire an American football coach. And he comes in not understanding it's ironic that he's been hired. He's like, I don't understand it, but I'm
going to do my best.
Try. Yeah. And he's just the most positive person you have ever seen on a TV show. Like, he's just...
Who's that?
You have met those guys before. They're just so positive. It's like Coach Feld, but not weightlifting. Like, just
without
happy.
The muscles.
Yeah. He's so happy. He's so positive. He's always got a story for every situation. And he just, these English people are like, well, you don't know anything about soccer, so, well, they call it football. You're a wanker, and and it's just,
I'll leave it out.
It is really funny. I went through the whole first season in like 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, and I told Dave about how good it was, and he started after me and watched the whole first season in one night. I was like, dude, what the hell? But the cool thing is we happen to start when more episodes are coming, and they're doing like the same thing Disney Plus does, where it's every week. So Friday every week we've got new episodes. So I get a new episode soon.
See, that happened to me with What We Do in the Shadows. Like, I didn't realize that it was
Mm-hmm.
only 2 seasons, and I watched 2 seasons, and it's like more coming in September. I'm like,
Oh
but
shit.
I want it now.
I wasn't
I wasn't
ready.
ready. I wasn't ready to catch up that quickly.
Oh, right.
It was like that's what happened. Same thing happened with Breaking Bad. Is like I
Mm,
started watching in the break between season 6 part 1 and season 6 part 2, caught
remember.
up and
Yeah.
then had to watch episodically for the second part,
Oh,
and that was torture
brutal.
after being able to just bomb my way through 6 seasons.
Right. And I started between seasons 4 and 5, and I did season 1 in like 2 or 3 days. Well, my lights just tripped out.
Oh,
Um, they'll
dark
do
man
that.
coming out of
And
super
then
amazing rando.
I did season 3 and season 4 in a day each, and those were longer seasons. But anyway, so back to the Apple TV stuff.
Right, right.
Um, then I saw that Jason Momoa has a TV show on there called See, like SEE, and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I don't know anything about it, but I know Jason Momoa is a badass.
Right.
And I had seen a preview where Dave Batista is in it. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. And I start watching it, and it's so interesting. It's basically as if um in the future, I don't know how far it is into our future, but at some point in human history, we all got a disease that made us all go blind.
Oh,
And by everybody going blind, a lot of people died off, and it's created more of like a tribal world, but obviously there's some sort of other stuff going on that kind of makes these guys want to fight, and they're very much spiritual people in this new world. And it starts off with Jason Momoa's wife being pregnant with somebody else's kid, and then you find out it's twins. I don't want to ruin too much, but basically there's a guy that who can see,
right.
and he's involved in this whole thing. And I kept thinking back to that saying, what is it? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Hmm.
And basically that's what you've got, this one-eyed dude, and you're trying to figure out where he fits in, and I don't know. It's super interesting. um but I went through the whole first season of that in like 2 days, and they're hour-long episodes, so that's a little better. And Ted Lasso is half hour. Um, but anyway, super good show.
Yeah.
And more episodes coming out, I think the 27th, something like that. And then today, or no, yesterday, I started the morning show, which is the one with Steve Carell.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, again, Apple TV, let's see what you got. And it's kind of like Steve Carell is a guy on a morning show, and it's what was the guy from the Today Show, Matt Lauer,
Yeah.
where he got in trouble for sexual misconduct. Steve Carell basically plays a version of that, and the show is kind of like that, where the main host of the morning show gets caught up in a sexual scandal, and how do they replace that guy, and what goes on in that. And it's interesting. I haven't finished that show, but like I said, I just started it yesterday.
Right,
But I'm
right.
I'm catching up, and I think that one's got new episodes either coming tomorrow or Friday, or I'm not sure when. But anyway, it's got more episodes coming up soon. Super excited. So,
I've been watching some less serious TV recently.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've told you earlier this week that I consider Dave to be appointment viewing.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, Dave is Lil
Hi, I'm
Dicky's.
Dave.
Hi, who's Dave? But anyway, Dave is Lil Dicky's TV show, and season 1 was very, very funny, and season 2 has been insane. Is it really the only
Mm,
way to describe it? Like, there's this last episode had a lot of really artistic elements to it, and some really, really intense storytelling.
Right.
And then like at the very end, like through the entire season 2, Lil Dicky's been trying to write an album and he hasn't been able to. And
Okay.
he finally gets to Rick Rubin's house,
Oh.
and he ends up talking to this dude who looks like Rick Rubin, but his name's just Biff Whiff. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Biff Whiff. I'm a real guy. Look me up on IMDb." And so naturally, I did.
Wait, yeah,
And
I was about to grab my phone. I'm like, wait, I gotta look this up.
Biff Wiff.
I
I
like
encourage
it.
you, everyone listening, to look
Oh,
it up too.
I am looking it up right now. There he is, Biff Whiff, actor. Huh.
See, what was it?
It
Season
is.
2.
Huh.
Yeah, so he's been struggling this whole time, and he finally. What's
Sorry,
up?
I an ad for Free Guy. Free Guy comes out this
Oh,
week.
right.
I'm going to watch that. Like, that's my Friday.
That's awesome. But so he comes out with, he just realizes that he's got this, has a spiritual breakthrough, and just goes running to the studio, and he's like, comes out with this.
Rotted up, wildin' out back in '06. I was talking about graduating, now I'm on wildin' now. Time has changed, got a little grayness in my hair. I don't care, I gotta face it. I ain't never known how the money payment working. There's a person, couple people probably I don't even bother. Big up to my father, he been so responsible and so logical. What am I even doing? Why am I rapping like this? I'm such a loser. I hate when rappers shut up that fast. Make the kids dance, women lick my pieces on me. New York Times, I made it. I'm fucking like a fable, doggy style, washing cable. Then we eat a couple bagels with the locks word to Jada. Told me I'm the best. And guess what? I'm the it guy for America. Don't mind me, I'm over here just redefining an alpha male. Don't mind me, I'm over here just getting all the ops. How they rap? I've been working on my craft, making it happen. We should make a break.
Work.
Don't forget that I'm the comedian, but I'm better than the rapper.
So yeah, he comes out with that, and he's got like the season finale is coming up next week. I'm like, okay, well now he's writing raps. Like I want an entire episode of him just in the studio going
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, I was
Because
gonna ask you, like, how much rapping is in that show generally?
there's it's really interspersed, because you get a lot of different performers coming in and kind of doing their thing.
Yeah.
Um, and Dicky occasionally has moments where he has verses like come to him. He's like, oh, ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da. So it really is a show that like there's a lot of hip hop in it.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
and but like I said, the second season has been a lot of like this. There was a whole. The best way I can describe it is a peyote trip that he
Oh.
goes through, where
Okay.
he literally cooks his friend to feed to the quote white dudes that are
Uh,
representing the label. And so like it's pretty
okay.
trippy stuff. Like definitely
Yeah.
get on it and watch Dave, because it starts
Okay.
out as a dick and fart joke, and it takes a real sharp turn in season 2.
Gotcha. Okay. I will definitely check it out. I mean, I've been meaning to watch it. I tried to start it last year, I think it was, and then I just didn't get into it. But
Right.
I think I'm in a good time to catch up on TV. So
Yeah, get you some Dave.
yeah.
Also, did you get a chance to catch that MTV biography?
Oh no, I need to write that down though. I will watch that.
Yeah, dude, I like watching that. I had a moment where I was like, damn it. God, if we were all just born 30 years earlier, we would be like in charge of entertainment now.
Yeah.
Because like they one of the things that they were saying on MTV is they're like, yeah, if you made a video and sent it to us, we'd play it. Like in the early
Right.
days. Like
Right.
it had to be pretty bad to not get played.
Oh no, that's why like when you watch Beavis and Butthead, they show some of the shit and it was
Yeah,
bad. Like some of that was bad.
like the fish heads video.
Like
What
there's a
okay,
whole video of just that shit. Like what?
what's your favorite Beavis and Butthead line from a music video?
Oh, it's the Little Wayne one.
That one's pretty good.
Um,
Have you tried diversifying your bond? Have you tried stacking paper and
And
getting
getting
paid?
paid. Yes, that's the one.
Uh, my favorite is still it goes back to Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, when George Michael's standing there like hugging his shoulders, and
Mhm.
Butthead says, "He's smiling at you, Beavis."
I'm sure if I went through and watched it again, like things would come to me. But
There's
God,
so
I haven't
many of them,
watched it.
right?
Yeah. God.
That's a show that like it either ages perfectly or not well at all.
Oh no, it's bad. But it was always bad. So I mean,
It's
I
like
don't know.
watching home movies. It's hard to explain that. Like I know this show
Yeah.
sucks. Like
Yeah.
I know it's bad. That's part of it.
Right. Like, and I think like when it came out, we probably understood that it was bad, but also didn't care
Right.
because there wasn't anything like that on TV. It was just it was the edge plus some. They just
Right.
went a little
Right.
further. So the
That's
frog baseball. Like what the hell? What are you doing? Oh.
that reminded me of something I wanted to bring up. Alex, I know he has some too, but we'll have to ask him next week. I want to talk about making home movies because
Mm,
you and I both kind of did different shit,
hmm.
but like you with the TPC or TCP productions,
Right.
you did a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah, I just actually had the box of tapes today. I took and put it in the shed because Samson was like, "Hey, you think you could put like a bunch of clips together?" And I was like, do you have any idea how much tape I have?
Right.
We have there's hours and hours of footage of us just doing stupid shit.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know if I have
to
that kind
weird
of effort.
music.
Right. Man, probably my favorite thing that we ever planned out and did was the urban golf, where we went through Myrtle Creek playing golf in the middle of the day with regular golf clubs on the streets, paved streets. No, it wasn't like dirt roads. Like there's a stoplight, there's one, and
There's
just
one.
went through the streets down into the park, back up the hill into the bank where the cops showed up and took Samson's golf clubs and
No one else's.
good
Just a bike.
time. And I remember the guy that owned the antique store. He's sitting out there and we interviewed him. We're like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "I think it's really neat. Good to see the kids out doing something." We're like, "All right, thanks."
Like we got tacit approval from an adult. Let's go.
Oh man.
And
That
then
was probably the least offensive thing we did too, so it's
that's
good.
fair. I don't know. I think my favorite clip I've ever seen is the TV durability test.
I just sent that to Larry like 2 days ago. Okay, we're on the back row of the TCP production crew.
Throws a TV out of the back of the truck.
Oh, it's so good.
Like, like, did you ever think about like later on, like, man, imagine the next person driving up the street.
Oh, we went and picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, we did.
You're
We tried
responsible
to make
here.
it. Yeah, I mean, we were assholes, but we tried to at least clean up our shit. Here,
That's
let me
fair.
find the audio real fast. This is
Well,
trying.
while you're doing that, I remember I was basically the main Oh, you got it queued up?
Mhm.
All right, hit it.
This is the TCP production crew on the Myrtle Creek Back Road, getting ready to test the durability of this Gold Star TV. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. I guess the durability of the TV was not very good.
I remember my uncle was doing the sociology class at his bullshit Bible college, and he had a video camera and me. And so I would just go around and mess with people and see how they
Oh,
reacted to the things that I would do. Like it was like September, and I
yeah.
started ringing a bell and asking people for Christmas money. I didn't have a bucket. I was just standing outside the store with a bell. Um, there's another time that I walked through the drive through. Um, had my uncle in the car, so he would trigger everything, and then I just walked up and I just stood there and I'm like, all right, I'm here for my food, and it was like, I'm sorry, we don't serve walk-ups. Like, but I love you. And she like closes the window and locks it, and like I get the Jake in the car, we gotta go.
Oh my God.
Immediately leave the Jack in the Box parking lot. This is happening in Springfield on Q Street. So
Mhm.
we leave the Jack in the Box parking lot, jump across into the TCBY line, going backwards through the line in the car. I'm sitting in the bed of the truck, acting like I'm driving, and they
Right.
start talking like this, and I want to order a cheesecake from this place. And this woman, she's like the most patient girl ever. She's like, a cheesecake what? And like my uncle cut it off because he didn't realize that the joke was for me to see how long I could keep this going. He's like, Jake, come on. And like totally ruined it. She like looked at the camera that she hadn't seen yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she's just like not trying to figure out why this car is driving backwards. Why is this guy acting like he's driving this car that's going
Right.
backwards? Why is this guy using a voice? Why doesn't he understand that this is a yogurt place and not a cheesecake shop? Why can't and like I'm just sitting there and I'm just completely confused the entire time. Like I would like a cheesecake. I see on the menu. I see on the menu that you have cheesecake. I would like for you to get me a cheesecake and bring it to me right now. And like I don't even know what voice that is, but it was just an affected accent of some sort.
This is Kerpal.
A little bit.
Your daughter come to my house today and she kicked my dog, and why did she do it?
Why did she do it?
I don't know. She didn't say.
That
She
reminds.
did. She's lying to you, fucking guy.
Have you listened to Dark Air at all?
No.
Oh, the Rainn
The
Wilson.
Rainn Wilson thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, just what you've sent me.
It's so like 90 seconds. But it's fucking weird, dude. Like I love it. And what reminded me is he has this this Indian kid as his sound engineer who's like his family, his dad was obsessed with him. And so every time he come over, he's like, "Oh, would you like some chai or some curry?" like yes,
Did
I will
you
have
ever
both.
see, I don't know if we made a video of it or if you were around for it, but do you remember tray surfing?
Vaguely.
We did tray surfing and then we did table surfing. So we would take my mom's minivan and we would go steal trays from like Burger King and McDonald's, and we would stand on them and drive around on the pavement and
Oh,
surf. Yeah. And just drive around the neighborhoods and stuff. And at some point, I feel like you were involved in this, but we acquired a plastic table
I
and we
feel
were
like I may
going to
have
use it
been
for
involved.
wrestling. Yeah,
Yeah.
and instead we put a tow rope on it and hooked it to the bumper of my van and just drove around with people riding on it.
Yeah, I think I was definitely involved in that one.
Hmm.
Sounds like something I'd do. I was definitely involved in the acquisition of the table.
Yes. Oh man, my cheeks hurt
Oh,
from
it's some good
smiling.
stuff. So, have
Oh,
you listened to Dan? Whoa, hey, what's up, Siri? How you doing, girl?
Siri wants to tell me about the Maryland flag. All right.
Oh,
Don't know
good
where
job.
that came from, but thank you.
Maryland, the second most proud people of their state. It goes Texas, then Maryland. Like they'll put their flag on everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Maryland might rival Texas for
Man,
sound off
for
in the
liking their
comments.
flags, nobody beats Maryland.
Yeah. For state pride overall,
I
probably
don't know. The
still Texas.
Californians though, they like their state. Like, you ever been to Cali? No.
You ever been to LA? But you see,
Got
there's
tacos
a
in
whole North
LA.
California and South California split though.
They really should have two flags.
They should have two states.
They got a Six Flags.
Hey, they do. I've been there. Did I ever tell you about my experience with the Batman ride there?
I feel like you just told me about the Batman ride there.
I feel like I haven't told you about this in a long time, if at all.
Okay, well, tell me again, because somebody just told me. Oh, it was Travis.
Oh,
The guy I coached with. Literally, like, we went and watched Jungle Cruise, and that day he told me about the Batman ride at Six Flags. Weird.
That's funny. So I
Ding.
ding. So my buddy Aaron and I, we're there. We're like fresh out of high school. It was our class trip. We just went to California, all 11 of us, and our parents were like, "Yeah, sure, fine, take him." Fuck. But so we're there at Six Flags, and it's late at night. They're doing the fireworks show or whatever, and there's just not a lot of people around. It's just an off night or whatever. And so we get in line for the Batman ride, and there's no line. So we just get to go on like the most popular ride in the park, like right after the Dark Knight came out.
Nice.
So like it's Batman fever. Yeah, Batman fever. Uh, so we get to ride this thing like 4 times in a row just because like there was no line, and we would come back around, the guy's like, "You want to go again?" I'm like, "Why not?" And so we ended up
Awesome.
getting this whole chant going. We're like, "Give me a B, B, give me an A, A, give me a G, G." And then I flipped the script on him. I was like, "Give me a Q." And like a couple people were like, "Q? And what does that spell?" Bat Q.
Batquam?
Bat Q. I got Bat Q over.
Bat Q is the name of the episode.
I got Bat Q is the name of the episode.
That's funny.
Ding.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of Batman, did you watch? Oh, you didn't. You didn't watch Suicide Squad.
I haven't yet. Haven't had the opportunity because I've been watching Dave.
Good. Ah, so good. The
Dave watching
Suicide
the MTV
Squad.
biography. Watching the opposite TV, basically.
Right.
I will
Be
say this
watching
though.
opposite TV.
I will say this. At least I'm out of the rut of only watching The Office.
So if you look over here.
Oh. Why is she- I'll get a Bluetooth and I'll talk to you the whole way. I'll describe to you what I see. And it'll be like I'm there the whole time. Or we can find a bed and breakfast around here, and we can meet there, and it'll be a nice little time.
Yes, exactly.
Da-na-na-na.
The fucking blues. Oh man. Yeah, Suicide Squad is really good. You will enjoy your time with the Suicide Squad.
I'm looking forward to it. Like it looks like the one that we should have gotten the first time.
No, see, I liked the first one because I knew the parts that they cut out. I've seen I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen enough to know what they cut out, and I'm sold on the movie that David Ayer tried to give us. So I never really shat on that movie. I kind of liked it. I wouldn't say kinda. I liked it. Margot Robbie plays a great Harley Quinn. And in this one, she still plays a great Harley Quinn. She might even be better in this one. But they bring so many new characters in. It starts off, dude, when you see this movie, like the first 10 minutes, you're gonna be like, the fuck just happened? You'll like it.
It's funny, like I checked out The Boys, and maybe I was just in a bad mood that day. I didn't care for The Boys.
The Boys definitely took some getting into for me. I was not super hyped about it, but there was enough of it there that I just kept going through it, and I think I've watched it again since then. Like it's good enough to watch more than once.
Maybe
But they haven't put out season 3 yet, have they?
I haven't heard about it if they did.
I just saw an ad for it yesterday, and it was like The Boys is out, and I was like, what?
The Boys is out again. The Boys is out again.
Not how that goes, but yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it again. I liked that show, but try it again, and maybe see if you can find some stuff to read about it, because that always helps with me getting into these shows. At least the comic book ones, because a lot of times I don't know exactly what's going on, and I'll have questions, and so that was one where I was like, okay, what does this stuff mean? And it definitely, they took kind of the Walking Dead route, where they took the comic and they're like, well, we could follow all this, or we could just kind of follow it, and I don't know. It's good. It's got some swerves in it. Hey,
man, how you doing?
how's it going? But the reason I just forgot to even talk about why I've not been, or why I started watching all this different TV.
Because you had free Apple TV.
The Olympics ended.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about that. That fucking goddamn.
We won.
We did win. thanks to the women.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah.
Way to pull
Good
it out in
job.
the end, ladies.
Thanks for
Thank you.
carrying us again.
Well done.
Thanks for carrying our balls. Our balls are in your court.
Our balls are in your hands.
I mean, we won 3 of the 4 basketball events, right?
That's
And
what
we
we
didn't
should.
win. We should have won all of them. I don't know, how do we not win 3-on-3 basketball?
I don't know.
How does
That's
Lithuania
disappointing.
win? My only guess was that Lithuania won the men's 3-on-3 basketball because they didn't get into the regular tournament.
Yeah.
So their best players were like, well, fine, we're gonna do this then.
We will win. We will win championship. We will
And
win gold medal with 3 of us instead
and
of
we'll have
5.
the worst commentators ever.
You just got to dip it in the basket if you want the
Oh
ranch
my
dressing.
god. He blew it. What? Don't
What?
do that. I'm gonna share it like a good meme.
No.
Anyway, yeah, women won, men won, women won 3-on-3. Then we won volleyball. The women won the gold in that. That was huge.
Yeah.
And they won the beach volleyball, which I didn't know that we were gonna win that. I really thought Canada had a good team. I watched a lot of beach volleyball. I don't know why I would watch it.
Hmm.
Hey, hot chicks. Uh,
I love volleyball, honestly. It's my favorite thing to cover.
I enjoy volleyball. But I think I just like all sports.
That's true.
And that was I I didn't watch any golf because golf isn't a sport, and
That's true.
I
Well,
didn't
it is
really.
the Olympic Games. Let's
I
be
know
fair.
exactly. Yeah, it is a game. That makes more sense. I didn't watch any baseball. I
Yeah,
tried.
why would you?
I watched softball. I love
It's
softball.
because softball's rad.
Softball is rad. Why don't people understand that? Softball is so much better than baseball.
So much more entertaining, so much more
It's
fun.
it's quick. There's just not the downtime. It gets rid of all of the stuff that I hate about baseball, and
Uh,
still is so close to that same game.
a ground ball to short is still possibly a hit.
Yeah.
A line drive to right might still be an out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's just
You have
softball
to
has it
play the
figured out.
game all the way through. That's the beauty of softball because there's no margin for error in softball.
Dude, idea. We need to start a men's professional softball league.
Well, they have that.
Yeah, but like one that succeeds. Like,
We need to be the XFL of fast pitch softball.
and we need to be the NFL of fast pitch softball.
Let's be the Dairy Queen of fast pitch softball.
Ooh, I like Dairy Queen.
I like Dairy Queen too.
Instead of being the Tommy. Nothing wrong with Tommies. I love Tommies. But
There's nothing wrong with the power of love.
5406. Have we talked about that on here yet?
No, I don't think we have.
Oh my god. So Tommy's is a Myrtle Creek restaurant that used to be a Dairy Queen, and I go there fairly regularly, at least this summer I have. And
Like 3 times a week.
well, probably, yeah. And every time I go in there, they have a jukebox. I press 5406, which plays The Power of Love. And the first dun dun is so loud. It starts, people always jump. They're like, what the fuck was that?
Because it's so quiet in there otherwise. They don't have it just playing music like as they should to get people used to the idea that there may be music playing. You just get the horns from the power of love. Right?
That's the power of love.
And like I said, Robin in taxis, I'm like, do you think they get it yet? And he's like, I don't think they do.
They don't. The last week it was the time that I played it 3 times in a row. and I walk outside as it starts playing the 3rd time in a row, and there's a couple or a family sitting at the table, and they look up at the speaker and they go, "It's playing again." And they go, "Somebody must really like that song." And I go, I really like that song.
So wait, I forget, is the jukebox free?
Yeah, it's free. So I'll just go in there 5406, 5406,
And just walk out.
5406, and just leave. Sometimes I'll throw in a Johnny Cash song,
Oh, that's
but
amazing.
but it's almost always during Summerfest week. I played 10 Huey Lewis songs. I punched them all in. I'm like, somebody's gonna get tired of Huey Lewis. It's not me, but
It's not me.
somebody is.
So yeah, stuck on you.
Ooh. Want a new drug?
When the woman, when the
Have
woman
we?
said,
Have you ever heard about how much Jimmy Kimmel is obsessed with Huey Lewis?
no, is it almost as much as us?
Dude, he is like the Huey Lewis trivia king.
Wow.
They've had Huey Lewis on there and go one-on-one for Huey Lewis trivia. Jimmy Kimmel wins versus
Wow.
Huey Lewis. Not just lyrics, but trivia. Like he knows everything about. He's obsessed.
That's
And it
crazy that
is
he knows more about Huey Lewis than Huey Lewis.
right. When I saw it, I was like, this has got to be fake. And the more I watched him, like, this is not fake. This guy is legitimately obsessed. I like it.
That reminds me of Saving Silverman with the Neil Diamond.
Right.
Neil, turn on your heart light. There were a
Oh
bunch of those
man.
movies that came out around that era that were super funny and super underrated.
Saving Silverman is so good because it's almost like two movies in one.
Yeah.
Because you've got the whole Jack Black and Steve Zahn side of the movie, and then the Biggs, Jason
Yeah, Jason
Biggs.
Biggs, the pie fucker.
Yeah. And you've got that side of the movie, and it's just, oh my god, it's so good. Yep, Lugnut fixed it. Like so many of my lines for my life come from that. The nachos thing,
That's
dude.
one nacho.
Yeah, exactly. If the nachos stick together, that counts as one nacho.
Judith's escaped.
Durr. Oh, you've been taking dumps on the lawn? I play croquet out there. Oh man, great movie.
You guys are what is it? Harrisburg War Eagles.
Yeah. And that was one of those movies that they came out with like the PG-13 and then the R version.
Yeah.
So I had the R version, but every time you watch it on TV is always like the PG-13, even if it was on HBO. And it would always bug me. What was another one that was like that?
Well, there was
It
a whole
was
movement of just doing the unrated movies.
yeah. Want work. What is the one about the waiters waiting?
Waiting.
No, I'm retarded. Sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah, waiting was one of them. Something about is it something about Mary? Not something about Mary. That's Cameron Diaz. It's a Cameron Diaz movie, and it's got three chicks.
Charlie's Angels?
No. Um, the other
They're
girl is
Jen
is the
shouting.
daughter
Jen is
from.
shouting at the speakers right now.
Oops.
No, she knows, and like I have
Right.
no idea.
Oh shit.
Cameron Diaz and
What is it's the girl, the daughter from Married with Children.
oh,
Oh my gosh, we look so stupid right now. I mean, more than usual.
more. Yeah, I was gonna say we always look stupid.
extra stupid. Now I'm going through Cameron Diaz's IMDb, not the holiday.
We spent a lot of time on IMDb this episode.
Well,
Biff
hey,
Whiff
the
and Cameron.
sweetest thing.
Oh, okay.
The sweetest
Never
thing
saw it.
was that was a good one that had an R-rated and an unrated, I think. Let's see
Then
if it
like the
says
girl
right there.
next door had one too, I think.
Did it? I
I,
don't
I,
know if I've ever seen that one. And there's another ad for Free Guy. But anyway, the sweetest thing. Remember the chick that got the dude had his dick pierced and she got stuck giving him a blowjob.
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure there's like different versions of that scene. You see, they're doing another Jackass movie.
Yes, and I saw that Bam Margera is suing because he got fucking kicked off.
Well, he's an alcoholic,
Yep.
and if you can't handle your shit, like that's the thing we talked about the other day in the group text is all drugs should be legal because you either handle your shit or you don't.
Right. And if you don't, you should go to jail.
Because to live under the delusion that alcohol is any less dangerous than any of these other drugs is silly.
Right.
It's just it I don't know. It frustrates me that it's sort of
here's
like
a for
what we were
instance.
talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
So I've I've smoked weed pretty much every day for the past 5 years. So let's equate that to alcohol. Let's say I drank to get drunk every day for the past 5 years.
Mhm.
Now, if I went a week without alcohol, what do you think would happen to me?
Oh, you'd have a fucking rough time.
Yeah. This week I didn't have any weed and I was a little more annoyed at life, but otherwise, whatever. And
Yeah, and even though that's even a tough one because I've also been annoyed and I didn't stop smoking weed because I've never smoked weed, but
right. You
but I've
also
been
didn't start.
just right. It's been a frustrating time anyway. So that could just be coincidence. Who
Right.
knows? But like you said, a person who is a hardcore alcoholic, I mean, like they have full on withdrawals
Yeah,
of
detox. Their
shaking.
body detoxes.
Yeah, and you can die from that. Just the shock of stopping drinking, which just seems crazy to me that we can have that be something that's legal. Um, and weed, I mean, although it is slowly becoming more acceptable,
Like
uh,
mushrooms
but
and
why do we
stuff like
have to
that.
have the line? Why do we
Right.
have the line?
This is starting to sound like the Joe Rogan experience. Hey man, have you ever done DMT?
Nope.
Me either. I don't even know where
Nope.
to find it. So
I know a
speaking,
guy.
I know a guy. Speaking of tea, I had something happen to me today while I was playing the new Madden that
Oh,
I think is an experience that is truly unique to me.
okay.
Like I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody else.
Huh.
So I'm playing the game and I'm playing Ultimate Team and it just assigns you random guys to start off.
Uh-huh.
And I usually play
Did you
in
name anybody Awesome Johnson?
not yet. I
Oh.
will.
Sorry.
I will now. But I usually play, out of nickel, and so I'm playing the inside linebacker,
Yeah.
and it goes to Talanoa Hufanga. And I was like, oh shit. This is a kid that went to USC, but more importantly, he's a kid that went to Crescent Valley High School in Corvallis.
Oh.
And I talked to this kid and was basically like as friendly as you can be in the media with a 16-year-old kid
Right.
with this guy. And now, without even realizing it, I'm playing him in a video game.
That's crazy.
I was, and like I had to pause for a moment. It got me fucked up. I was like, holy shit! Like, I was talking to this kid when he was 16 years old, just
Right.
learning about the solar system and shit, and I just selected him in a video game.
Hmm, that is interesting. Well, I've had two people that I've been around that have made it to the NFL. Troy Polamalu.
Hmm.
He played basketball and football and was a local Douglas County kid. And I just saw him on the Hall of Fame. And that was, to me, I was like, that is crazy that when this kid was 16, 17, like I played basketball with his cousin a bunch. I don't
Right.
think we ever played or anything. But that was just weird. And then Jordan
And
Poyer,
we hung out with the cousins too a couple times
we
at
did.
Seven Feathers.
Yep, we did. And then Jordan Poyer, when I was a sub in Salem,
Right.
like he just walks into the locker room. I'm talking to a coach, and and I was like, "You look familiar," and I had seen a recruiting thing with him on it,
Right.
and then we just talked a little bit. Pretty sure that's who I'm thinking of. Um,
Like Jordan Poyer, you played for Oregon State. Fuck you.
yeah, that kid. Yep, that's him. Anyway, it's just yeah, that is weird when you see stuff like that. But I feel like I'm less weird about it because of the logging show thing, and my dad was on TV a lot for that stuff,
Right. Right.
and his all of his friends, and so like we could sit back and watch episodes of the Still Lumberjack series, and I'm like, I know where all those people live. Like
Right. Well, it's funny because
they
like everyone in the championship is either from Roseburg or Myrtle Creek,
right. It's that's just crazy.
and there's like one guy from the Bronx. Like, what
Well,
the
and
fuck?
now the kid that's winning is a kid I used to babysit.
That's
So
funny.
that's even weirder. Like I saw him on there. He won the Steel Timber series, and Jason Lentz. And I was like, that's so weird. His birthday's the day after mine, so we would always share birthdays at the
Nice.
Albany Timber Carnival. And I don't know, it's weird how that stuff works out. And I always wonder, like, if we ever get down the road where someday we're able to produce things and make movies or TV or whatever it is, are we going to be like, hey, remember that time when Jason Mewes came over and like was just hanging out and Riv flicked him in the nose, or like, just
Yeah.
who knows? Like, they just become these people that everybody knows. You have like intimate weird stories.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I am working on a project with my dad, and
Hmm.
like we're working on a movie about the first Polynesian person to come over and work for the Hudson's Bay Company.
Mm,
And so like I'm writing the script for that with him.
yeah.
And one of the things that we've been talking to people, and they say, look, as soon as you write the script, if anyone ever in the history of ever picks this up, like public access television, you guys are now script writers. People will send you things.
Hmm.
They will send you rewrites. They will send you, like, your life is different once you have written a script. And like that was one of the things I was thinking about, is like with this with a free distribution educational film, that could be the thing instead of trying to make a global
Right.
multi-million dollar franchise.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why where Alex brought up the short film idea, I'd thought of that before. Like,
Right.
what is the shortest way? Because it, even if you make something that nobody has heard of, and then all of a sudden the Oscars are on and you win an Oscar for a 4-minute thing you made,
Right.
like 4 minutes changes your life forever. Because once you are an Oscar nominee, Academy Award winner, whatever, like the world changes, and it just takes one little thing.
Right. And so yeah, that's like we're working on that. We've got the people in place, but like also the issue is like we're in a pandemic.
Right.
We can't go use Fort Vancouver like we want to. And that's the
Right.
thing, like we have all the
Ding.
connections. Oh, damn. That's a one that came out of
Hasn't
nowhere.
happened in there. Hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah. Well, my dad has all the connections to the national parks, and like because we've been volunteers at Fort Vancouver since I was knee high to a grasshopper.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it's like we have all this access, and all it takes is somebody to watch it and go, "Well, that didn't totally suck."
The sliding scale for movies is amazing.
Well, I mean, let's be honest about it. Like
No,
if
but you're
somebody,
right. I get
yeah,
it.
it's like if somebody watches it and they make it to the end, like that's
Hmm.
probably a good enough endorsement that they're
Right.
gonna give you something. Like I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. Definitely understand.
That would like that would be my metric for whether or not I liked something as an executive. I watched it all the way through. I did not turn it off.
Right.
If I was a movie executive, I would have lost a ton of money because I would have turned off A Quiet Place.
Oh, it's so watching different TV shows. I tried to start a show. Sorry, I'm jumping off topic, but
Oh yeah, what? No,
I think it was
what on this
Mystic.
show?
I know, bizarre. Mythic Quest. I think it
Mystic Pizza?
was Mythic Quest. It's a TV show. It's got one of the guys from Always Sunny.
Danny
Uh,
McBride.
no, and it's basically this guy who has built a video game, and now they're trying to launch an upgrade to this game, and that's where the TV show starts. And I
Oh,
started watching it. It's got Abed um, from Community, and I
Troy and
was like,
Abed in the
this
morning.
is not funny, and or moderately funny at best.
It won't
And
keep you watching.
no, and that was when I started the morning show instead. I was like, all right, well, let's see what else Apple's got. They can't all be winners.
They can't all be one. I love how long it took us to figure out what that was from.
They can't all be winners.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You forgot again?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Ooh.
it's Jackass.
Nope.
They can't all be winners.
I'm gonna let you twist in the wind here for a second.
Fuck. All right.
The silence is palpable.
I don't know.
Bad
What is
Santa.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Kids
That's
eating
such
all
a
the
good
candy
movie.
out of the advent calendar.
Right. This one's an aspirin. Well, they can't all be winners, kid.
Oh. And there's a candy corn in this one.
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Or something like that.
He's sitting there. He's like, they can't all be winners.
Oh, that's so good. For some reason that made my mind jump down to the scene in Men in Black where Will Smith grabs a table and drags it over. It's like, you want to get down on this? I used to always say that to people. You want to get down on this?
I love, yeah, like I would say that too, like when I would do something that was outside the, like people like, why is he doing that? Like, you want to get down on this?
Want to get down on this?
Or like you just have something that people like, why do you have a full rotisserie chicken? You want to get down on this?
When I was working at Jack's, I did that. I bought a full rotisserie chicken and I ate it for lunch. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, eating a chicken. Like, what are you doing?
Sometimes you gotta eat a chicken. What do you?
There's another time. There used to be a restaurant in Eugene. I think it got closed during the pandemic. It was called The Jail.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and they had really good yakisoba, teriyaki shit, like that sort of stuff. But we would go and get it and bring it back to work. And people were like, "Oh, where'd you guys go for lunch?" And we're like, "We went to the jail." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, we went to the jail downtown."
I love names like that. The Office has got to be one of the most popular bar names.
The Alibi.
Like, I'm going to the Office. It's
The
either
19th hole.
It's either a bar or a strip club.
Or a strip
every
club.
time. Yeah. I'll be at the Office. Yeah, the Office. Wasn't the Office a strip club in Springfield?
Used to be, yeah.
Yeah. See?
Down on Main.
Perfect.
Over by Roseboro.
There you go. Well, like Doug used to always say he was going to the Office, which was just the casino.
Right.
So I liked it. I still use that one. Brian, I'll text Brian a picture from the Office. He's like, hey, how's work going?
Pull anybody over yet?
He doesn't pull anybody. He texted me today, or no, he sent me a Snapchat, and it's funny. It took him 3 years of me bugging him to get Snapchat to finally get it, and because he was like, it's not going to do any good, because I would always, like you and I send pictures back and forth.
Right.
It's always just stupid shit, but he didn't get that. So
yeah,
he didn't
fill up my camera roll with pictures of people's license plates.
Right. Because that's usually what we use it for, is stupid shit. Like, we're not sending pictures of things we want to save. Well, Brian finally got that. And then today we were talking about, I don't even remember what we were talking about, but he's finally understood the point of Snapchat. So I'm proud of Brian for that. So
hey, he's moving forward. Good job, Brian.
Good for you. Good for you, Brian.
I saw that he's on TikTok. I still don't think we're friendly enough for me to send him a friend request.
He's moving up. He's got TikTok. I need to make some more TikToks.
I haven't made a TikTok yet. That's the line I've drawn so far.
So I've decided that I'm gonna start taking other people's videos, and then you know how we'll just add a movie quote to something.
Right.
I'm gonna start doing that to people's videos, because I did that to the kid that got smacked in the face with the dodgeball the other day. No, he wasn't ready.
Everybody's FYPs and just make them your own.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just start stealing people's shit.
You'll be an influencer in 20 minutes.
Next thing you know, people will be like, "Hey, you want to make a movie?"
Like,
yeah. I know what movie
that's. Yeah, me too. But these people, they could have been anywhere in the world. We're going to leave on that one. Here with us, we appreciate that. Check out our YouTube. You guys haven't jumped on that train yet. Be an early adapter. Don't miss out on the opportunity.
I think I was the one view last week.
It's true. but for this episode, this edition of my show with Alex and Jake, good night, universe.
This podcast and go Ducks.
Good night.
Oh, it's almost football season.
Yes.
Time to tailgate.